Acumen is releasing their first ever dashcam of that kind, with features that seem to be impossible to pack at the price of just $130, but here we are, rearview cam, ADAS and the most discreet kind of installation, and that's just the start. Hello, I hope the day is good for you, and I'm pleased to welcome you to the Tech for All YouTube channel. My name is Michael. So much enjoy reviewing cool tech, and you can join me and help with your valuable questions and comments. Just take a look below the video. Concerning the footage that you see, it is filmed with the latest Acumen model called XR10. Sounds almost like an iPhone. In this review, I'll talk about the hardware and features, the installation, the menu operation and supported shooting modes, and of course at the end a summary and some feedback. The XR10 model arrives in a good package, unboxing experience is above average. Taking out the main unit first, and this easily fits on top of most rearview mirrors, we can see the charging cable, the rearview module, which has pretty long cable. Nice to see that the Acumen even provides a microSD card, only 16 gigs though, which is not that much. Even a card reader is present, and now I tend to like the XR10 even more. Quick tour through the ports and the buttons. The power button is self-explanatory. There's a reset button just in case. The input power port with mini USB standard. In terms of hardware qualities, the large beautiful display is with touch functionality and is 9.66 inches. Recordings are up to 1080p. The processor used is M-Star 8339D, paired with a dual megapixel SmartSense tech sensor. The first not so good news, there is no H.265 encoding support. This means that you can't take advantage of getting the same video quality packed at smaller video file size, which GoPro cameras can do, for example. Only a few dash cameras support such a feature in late 2019 anyways. Second not so good news, there's a 500 mAh battery inside. Having supercapacitor is safer, but on the other side, the availability of a battery enables you to count on parking monitoring for a while, even without using a hardwire kit. Now, we know the basics, so let's take a look at the installation. No master skills are needed, take all the things with you, and let's get started. First thing is to properly position the XR10. The big advantage is that the lens is so well adjustable that it can fit with cars with wheel on the left or the right side, something that often turns out to be problematic. The main unit is pretty simple to place. With these elastic straps, just bind it to your original rearview mirror, make sure it is well leveled, and done! You need to add power, connect to the car's cigar lighter, ready to go. Finding a discreet way to place the cable would be important. With some patience, you may make the whole setup look almost like factory integrated. Now, let's power on the dashcam and make the necessary adjustments of the camera angle. Important step, and thanks to the large display, so easy to accomplish. The second part of the installation may look a little more challenging, but let's take a look at the steps, and in reality, they are also pretty simple. The rear camera. Find a good spot on the rear of your car. Options are many. You can use the screwdrivers and fasten it right away. I would, however, suggest using glue or adhesive first until you're absolutely certain where exactly you want to put the mount, because screws make holes, and once you have holes, it's not so easy to fix them. There also is the red part of the cable. It has to be connected to the positive source of your rear speed tail light, because this is what will trigger the automatic enabling of the rear view cam on the screen. Essentially, this kind of setup can turn the rear view cam into a perfect parking assistant. Without connection to the rear speed light, you can still use the camera, however, you have to manually activate it by swiping left or right every time you're going to park. Anyhow, it is a great addition. Masking the cable here takes a little longer. Be creative and make sure no one will see it. And that's it. Easy, wasn't it? We've already mentioned about some of the extra functions. The screen is touch, swiping left or right switches the different cameras in various zoom levels. Also, menu is really nice to access with not too many, but enough for fine-tuning features. 1080p and 720p are the resolutions you can choose from. 1, 3 or 5 minute long videos. .mov is the file format used, which gives a maximum of around 12 megabits per second, guarantees good amount of details. The ADAS feature seems to work without the need of GPS and can be enabled from the menus. There is a parking monitor, which is triggered by the G sensor. This is the same kind of parking mode as implemented in most of the Xiaomi 17i models, meaning that the camera starts recording not based on motion, but based on collision. The obvious disadvantage is that you may not have visibility on the first few seconds of the accident, which can indeed be the most important ones. The other option, which is not too usual for dashcams, is the ability for playback. On that big screen, with these good menus, it is actually nice to have playback. I also tried watching some movies, as long as they're a supported format, that works fine too. Time for the audio test, and I'm looking into both cameras and it looks like probably I have to adjust the rear one, although you gotta decide whether you want it at an angle which is gonna be useful for parking or at an angle which is going to be recording whatever is coming behind you, because right now I can see that it doesn't have reach more than like 5 to 10 meters. The beeping that you hear is the ADAS system. It just warns me about vehicles which are closer than 5 to 10 meters in front of me. It's pretty nice, good warning, especially if you drive in traffic jams, but could be a little annoying if you're seeking some quiet time. As for video quality, examples you've seen so far are quite many, and of course we continue. Relatively good image quality, up to par with most of the full HD dashcams. Night mode is surprisingly good and quite bright. Thanks to the not so pixel intensive sensor, this allows more light to reach the individual pixels and guarantees good density. Being pretty new, the XR10 still seems somehow underrated. I believe this car DVR is quite great and very adequate contender for one of the best budget rearview mirror dashcams with rear cam. Easy to install, easy to operate with, well built, even better user interface, excellent image quality, and a 3-year warranty if you register it online. All that's coming at a very reasonable price of $129 from a Californian-based company, and my impressions are very positive and definitely hope that it is reliable and durable in the long run, something that only time can show. Would be great to hear from you at the end. For late 2019 being 1080p only, do you think most dashcams should switch to 4K already, or is it still too early to do that? Thanks a lot for watching this video, been so good to have you seeing all that, and very much hope to see you in the next episode too. Subscribe, enable the notifications. If you think I need some endorsement, like, share, comment, each one of these actions greatly helps. Thank you, and see you around.